everyone, Tiniestofchibis here, and we are back with Twisted Wonderland, and we're continuing on with the thing. I went and bought a few things from the store, so that's why my lanterns are lower. So I was like, you know what? I got some time because I need to buy 2 more Camel cards, and then I can buy, and then I also need to buy the SR level up thing at one time. A way out. If we could identify what's causing this, it follows that that's a solution would present itself. Could any of you think of a reason why you've been trapped in there? For example, if any of you might have done something to anger someone. Could it be resentment over that one time? Maybe it was that one guy. Could it be from that incident? You guys all have guesses? I can't think of any way I might have upset someone. Or was there perhaps something strange that happened before you became trapped? It was business as usual, I think. Oh wait, the sky flashed. It was just for a split second though. The sky flashed? I observed this as well. Before I could discern what was happening, I heard Camille shouting. Oh yeah, something weird fell from the sky. Something weird? Describe it to me, Elsing. It's like a balloon. Yeah, a small balloon. And there's a symbol on the outside that kind of looks like a sun. Oh hey, come to think of it, I was leaning out of the window when I snagged this balloon thingy. In the first place, it's clearly a lantern. A sun symbol? I don't get how they thought it was a balloon in the first place. I would have looked at it and be like, lantern. Roseheart, use your magic to send me the object Asim found. What? Wouldn't that be a breach of the library's rules? Library's rules? Like no being loud and no running? Were there others? Plenty, yes. The one I'm referring to is no removing library property without permission. Nightraven College School's library nullifies spells that would remove items from inside it. As the head mentioned, the library houses a great many of rare, valuable books. So it has its own special protective barriers separating it from the one surrounding the campus. Every book here is magically bound to this location. Considering it the library's unique security system, if that makes it easier to understand. Huh? But wouldn't that keep people from checking out books and taking them to their dorm? Books that are checked out through a formal procedure are exempt, of course. The checking out procedure serves a dual purpose. One is to document who currently has possession of what book. The other is to dispel the book enchantment and allow it to be removed from the premises. So that's why you have to follow procedures for checking books out. I had no idea. Me neither. You sure know a lot of stuff, Riddle. Oh, come on. I don't know about Camille, but you and I were both there from the overview they gave at orientation dues. They did that? I barely used the library, so I guess I forgot. Is that right? I'm sure you know all about it by the time I'm done tutoring you. Be ready. Didn't that balloon-like object come in from the outside library? As long as it's not library property, you should be able to send it outside. It doesn't count as a rule violation. Ah, I see. All right, may I borrow that, Camille? Sure. Here it goes. Her. Oh, I know. What if House Warden Riddle uses his magic to send us outside too? I doubt that'd work. Only a handful of mages are capable of teleporting people, and the limitations are, That's a alright. It's no use. It's not just that we can't leave. We can't send objects outside either. Very well. I'll examine it through the glass. All of you head to one of the windows nearby. So, this is the library. I don't know why I was looking over here. I was like, this is a weird library. But it's this building over here. Looks like a little mini castle. Oh, wait. Shit. Which one did I click? Oh, I re-clicked 6. My bad. Okay, 7. 19 wishes. The object Asim deciphered is a lantern. A lantern? Oh, so those metal fittings are for a candle. Additionally, I believe this is the same sun emblem that appears in the tale of the princess in the tower. The princess in the tower? As I recall, that's a Shiftland folklore. The one about the princess who lives her whole life in a tower, right? I heard it when I was a kid. She's trapped in a tall tower by an evil witch, but escapes to go see some wondrous lights. Oh, that sounds like a fun story. You know your stuff, Jack. I mean, I am from the Shiftlands, but I can't tell you much more than the basics. I mostly remember how she teams up with the thief who snuck into the tower, and they go on a journey together. She's one bold princess. House has the broad strokes correct. I recall seeing a sun emblem much like the one on that lantern in the book about the tale. The library could very well have its own such book, wouldn't you think? They might provide us with some insight. I'll go see if I can find any. I was able to find 4 books that covered the Shiftland folklore. None of them devote more than a few pages to the princess in the tower, but one of them did mention the sun emblem. Every year on the princess's birthday, her parents and their subjects would send up lanterns with prayers for her safety. Apparently, the lanterns set up by the king and queen were shaped with emblems in the shape of a sun. It's the same marks are on our lantern. It said that the princess saw the lights from those lanterns flying through the sky, and that was what solidified her resolve to go outside. Perhaps the wishes that the people made on those lanterns are what guide her back home. I have 2 daughters that are all grown up and moved out myself. I can relate to the parents beset with worry over their child. Oh, for sure. I bet mom and dad were super sad. I bet the mom. It's really worded. Oh, we're sad that their daughter just up and disappeared. Or maybe I was reading it incorrectly. Who knows? Makes sense. What parents wouldn't be worried sick about their kids being endangered or injured? Just so. I have no doubt that the king and queen would have wished to find her just as strongly as they prayed for her safety. That's very insightful. But it's a fictional story, right? This lantern is from a kingdom that doesn't exist. What's it doing at her school? Is it someone's idea of a prank? This whole setup is far too elaborate for a prank. It's definitely everyone's attempt at resolving it through magic and physical force. I doubt a mere prank could cause that. What's happening now. Well, it seems on the fantastical side. I find it easier to believe that a lantern imbued with the king and queen's wish had arrived at our school for some reason, and its influence is creating circumstances similar to what happened in the story. You mean to say this is a reenactment of the tale of the princess in the tower? I mean, maybe, but why drag us into it? According to those books I read, hardly anyone in the kingdom of that tale had the gift from magic. Perhaps the fact that we can use magic means we've been given the role of the princess. If this follows the story, maybe we can escape the library by becoming the princess. How can you say that with a straight face? Us as princesses? But how would that even work? I was born and raised in a regular family, and I don't know the first thing about being a princess. We could start by making our hair and outfits more princessy. As it is, we just look like students, right? I get it. It makes sense. Then we'll have to start by gearing ourselves up. Why are you both considering this? Like, it's a foregone conclusion. We're about as far from a princess as it gets. How so? How not so? The way we carry ourselves, the way we talk, and princesses are supposed to care about the common folk. See, now you're considering it too. It's good to see you're also eager to solve this. I mean, Riddle's essentially Rapunzel in some sad way when one thinks of it. So, single window. If Professor Tyrion is right, and we're in a situation similar to the events of the Princess in the Tower, then by emulating the princess who escaped said tower, we may be able to the same. The headmaid and the other teachers are presumably stumped as to how to get us out. Wouldn't it be more productive to take action rather than to twiddle our thumbs? Okay, fair. It's definitely beats sitting around on our tails. Sorry. I've wanted to make my own way out of this world whole time. If we're doing this, I'm going all in. I'm doing whatever you say, boss. You can count me in too, of course. All right, I see what you're aiming for. It's certainly worth a try. The challenge is doing it without being able to transfer objects. Much of what you're doing will require certain items. That's true, even at the brief glance of these books. There's much that needs to be done. But wait, in the books I checked. Here it is. It said that the princess received all her food, cleaning supplies, and other necessities through a single window. If this truly is following the story, perhaps there's a similar loophole. A single window? That's it. There's one open window here. Professor Tyrion, I bought lunch for Camille and the others as per Headmage's request. Perfect timing, Jamel. Could you fetch a flight magical broom? Huh? Alright, I've flown up to the window that Riddle pointed out. But if there's an invisible barrier, wouldn't that make it impossible to pass objects through? I guess nothing for it, but to give it a try, here, Camille, take this basket. Thanks. What's on the menu today? Last night you said you wanted meat, so it is spicy chicken stew for the side dish. The context of the lunch are hardly irrelevant right now. I just hope this actually works. The basket made it. Yes, now we got lunch. Oh, is the invisible wall gone? Maybe we can go outside now. I'll try and see. Camille, watch out! I've read this before. I'm probably going to still laugh at some certain moments. Ow! I expected there's something. Guess we're still stuck in here. Ouch. I tried to stop you and bashed my face right into what I'm guessing is that invisible wall you mentioned. But the basket Camille was holding flew outside. Wait, we couldn't send the lantern outside. Why can't we do that with the basket? I guess the key is that this single window. Objects can only get in or out through this window, and this window alone. Asim, even if that invisible wall hadn't been there, you should never ever jump out a window. Flight magic or no, that you have suffered grave bodily harm had you fallen. That goes for the rest of you as well. Don't even consider escaping by jumping from that window. Is that clear? Yes, Professor. Please, for the love of the seven, towards your safety. If Camille remains trapped in the library, that would be a huge problem for me. I may not be able to get inside, but I'll continue providing support from the outside. Let me know if you need anything at all. Sure thing. Thanks, Jamel. Okay, so let me just get out of here. Where are the statues of seven? Probably is down this hallway, I think. Oh yeah, they're right here. So I guess even though it's kind of slightly off, it's not completely wrong too. Technically, I mean, you might be able to see like some couple of maybe one or something. Not nearly though, given the angle. Trying to figure out what window, because it's pretty high, but I don't think they're right here. It might be one of this. It has to be, or they could be right here on one of this tower right here, and then they might be over here, but I don't think they're over here. So I mean, this would probably be the best spot for them to be able to see the statues. Very serious issue. We're now established that while people cannot enter or leave, we can transfer objects through this window. We're finally making progress. Having supplies bought in through a specific window is another part of the princess in the tower. That makes it even more likely this is a reenactment of the tale. We may be able to glean something from this information. I'll appraise the head mage at once. Hello, head mage. We've learned something. I'm still totally not clear on what's going on, but at least we can get meal baskets now. Yeah, thanks to you opening that window, we won't have to worry about food. On the other hand, we might have to avoid this whole mess if you hadn't opened that window and grabbed the lantern to start with. I hope there's a bathroom in the fucking library, because otherwise they'll be screwed. Very true. That said, what's done is done. There's no use crying over spilled milk. I say we reenact our proper purpose in interest of resolving this matter as quickly as possible. The thing you were talking about, gearing up with the right hair and clothes thing. That's right. We should all pour through these books to discern distinct traits of the princess's appearance. Some illusion of her illustrations of her would make this a lot simpler, but I'm not seeing any. Huh? You mean there aren't any illustrations of the main character? No, not that I can find. One of these books does have illustration, but only 2 of them. The mirror the princess painted on the wall, and the lanterns flying through the sky. As for her style and clothes, all we got to go on is the way she's described in the next text. Aren't books without illustrations hard to read? It'll be so much easier to follow if they had a few drawings. Yeah, huh? I know what you mean. Right? It's called imagination. And, actually paying attention to what's written. Knowing those 2, they can't exactly do it. Anyway, putting aside still illustrations or lack of thereof, according to this book, the princess had long hair and wore a pink and purple dress. There aren't any detailed pictures of the design, but considering that she did cleaning and regular, I imagine it was something easy to move around in. From what I've read, the princess painted a mirror of celestial bodies. If she likes the stars and suns and stuff, then maybe her clients' clothes and accessories have featured those kind of designs. Wait, this book mentions a green figure. I'm guessing that's not the princess. Does that mean someone else besides the princess was stuck in the tower too? This book mentions her having a little friend. He was her constant companion. Little green friend, Perhaps that's another essential part of playing a princess. I say we learn enough to have a decent idea of what she's looked like. Let's send for some fitting alter. Oh, fuck, I can't work. What? The joys of, I can read, just not aloud, apparently. This takes care of the clothing. The problem is the hair. Really? Having a sleepover with you guys sounds fun and all, but not being able to see anyone else for months would just be lonely. I can't stay in here that long, Spending months surrounded by this many books would end up overloading my brain. How much of aversion to books do you have? There are other more pressing concerns here. The rule states that the tea party must be held in the garden 5 days out of every month. You're being just as absurd, Riddle. If we're talking about pressing concerns, I've got a cactus I have to take care of. Regardless, this is a very serious issue, in which case... Professor Tyrion, I apologize for interrupting your call, but I'd like to speak with the head mage about something, if I may. All right, head mage. Roseheart is requesting your presence at the library. Do you have an idea, House Warden Riddle? At the very least, I'd like to discuss it. Though, to be honest, I'm not expecting a positive answer. And this will be the last one for this episode. And then, I already have an idea. I'm going to record, like I said, do 5 and 5. You wish to make a hair growth potion? That sounds handy. I didn't know those existed. I saw it mentioned in a journal for medical mages some time ago. In the interest of reenacting the events of the Princess in the Tower, I was hoping you could assist us in creating it, sir. Oh dear, would that I could help. The golden fruit needed for the hair growth potion is extremely rare and highly expensive. For the price of just one fruit, we could build another library just like this for one. A whole other library? So it's off the table. I'm afraid so. If we use all 4 of the fruits in our rare plant storage room, it would inhibit our ability to run the school. You'll have to find another way to. I'll buy them. What? You will? Sure. That way you can get 4 fresh fruit, right? Please, head mage, let us have them. Why, certainly. As long as you're footing the bill, I have no problem with this course of action at all. I'll ask Professor Crowley to ready the potion ingredients now. Now, we can grow our hair, right? Oh, I better let Jamel know he'll need to get the payment ready for the head mage. I'm sorry about this, Camille, but thank you. This makes a huge difference. You made a snap decision that involves a tremendous amount of money. I've never been more grateful to have you around than now. How many treadmarks would it cost to build this library? I can't even imagine. Yeah, we live in a wildly different world. Guess that's what it's like being ultra rich. It has to at least be, what, a couple $1 billion at the minimal? I'll look it up later after this episode ends. I'll procure all the necessary ingredients for the hair growth potion. This potion can only be formulated under the supervision of a licensed alchemist and potionologist, namely me. You may learn how to make it, but never brew this on your own. As the head mage has gone over already, golden fruits are extremely rare and expensive. Procuring of the ingredient is by far the biggest obstacle of brewing this potion. You better not even think of botching this. Grr, talk about nerve-wracking. Consider it my way of impressing the point upon even untrained pups here. Say, can't we just have Crowley or Riddle handle the brew? You guys would do a great job at making them, right? Then we could just drink whatever you make. Hit points for proper appreciation of my academic opportunity, but your suggestion won't work, pup. This potion only works for the one who brews it, and its effects differ heavily by the level of precision on its formula. The process of uniform mixing and ingredients figures heavily into the end results. This means as long as you formulate it with significant accuracy, it would work fine regardless of your magical reserves. Isn't it fun having a potion where your skills translate directly into the ending results? I have very much look forward to seeing it in action. My thing is, when they go through the brewing system, it doesn't seem like anything cannot be done by somebody else. In fact, I think the only thing they would obviously need from the other person would be, well, they'll tell you in a minute. I might be in trouble here. I'm not great at delicate work. Neither am I. I just figured I'd throw more ingredients in. It'll work out. I'm pretty bad at following multiple step processes. I always get the steps mixed up in the middle. Can't you people do anything? Simply follow the instructions in the textbook and you'll have nothing to worry about. Oh yes, I have one more fun tidbit to share. This potion enhances your hair with a coating of magic. It'll take a concrete effort to cut or pull out. A hair growing potion influences your body's physical growth, and it runs with power one would never come by with otherwise. Those are the reasons why formulating it so heavily is restricted. That concludes my lecture. Did you get all that, pups? Yes, sir. I said yes, but my palms are all sweaty now. I really can't afford to screw this up. No kidding. I shouldn't have listened when they were talking about price tags. Now my hands are shaking. Ah, don't be so nervous. If it turns out bad, we can always make more, right? Were you even listening? Those 4 golden fruits are the only ones available to us. And they're extremely rare. Even if you can afford them, there's no telling when we'll get a hold of more. Oh yeah. Geez, now I'm getting nervous. Where's the other end? Okay, there it is. I wanted to make sure I wasn't on it. Quiet, that's enough chit-chatting from you, pups. Pay close attention and follow my instructions. Okay. So we will go over the instructions of how it is next time. So, yeah. Let me make sure I actually have that in my ear before it falls out again. So, for now, Tiniestofchibis is signing out.